Yo, what's good, everybody? It's your boy Neffy, and I'm not gonna lie to you. This might be top three dumbest things that I've ever done. Like, I made some genuinely questionable decisions in my life. But sneaking into this water park with these dudes, yeah, this is different. This is a story of how me and my boys broke into a water park. We saw something absolutely mental. Caused us to run for our lives. We were running like it was a GTA mission. Anyway, let's get into it. Went down during the summer after senior year, We all had like kind of, invincible type of mentality, because we were chilling and, we were on some crazy stuff. And we were hanging out one night. It's like 11:30, and I get a text from my boy B. He says, "Yo, you trying to hit up the water park?" And I'm like, "What?" I'm like, "Bro, it's closed." And he goes, "Nah, exactly. Like that's what I'm trying to say." And my brain, my 18-year-old mind is like, I understand. I don't know how I didn't get originally, but now I get it. So, me and my boys, we link up, right? Me, B, my boy Vin, my boy Santi. See, Santi smells like gas station pizza. So that's how you know the story's going down like a bad path. But you know, there's more to it, right? So we pull up to the water park, and bro, the fence had this gap in it. Like it was inviting us in. Like literally, it was perfect. Like it was genuinely perfect. Like all of us looked at each other. Like me and B stared at each other, and we're like, yeah, that's our way in, right? Like we were way too confident for a bunch of teenagers that were about to break a lot of laws, right? Anyway, we squeezed through the fence like some busted Mission Impossible crew, right? We're inside, it's pitch dark, we only see the moonlight, it's super silent. And it's like a eerie kind of creepy feeling, you kind of feel like you're being watched, but like, you aren't. I mean, I guess, who knows? Maybe you are. Anyway, Santi's already yelling like he owns the place. Dude runs full speed towards the wave pool, trips on nothing, and belly flops into a puddle. Like, this guy is not real. Sound like a dead fish hitting a wet floor. So we're all clowning this guy, right? He's just acting dumb. Nothing too crazy. We're chilling, and then we hear something. Like it's genuinely like we're spooked now because we're having fun and we know we're doing something we're not supposed to. But like it gets to a point where we're like, "Yo, what?" Because we hear some voices, and then we hear splashes, we hear giggling. Some people that maybe we're doing like what we're doing, but like that's still creepy, like that's not the vibes. At this point it's like 1 in the morning and we're like, yo, what is going on? Anyway, we lock in, like we're straight like honed in, and we're like, yo, what the hell? So we start creeping towards the splash pad area. We peek around the corner to see like what's up. And bro, oh my god, there's two grown adults getting freaky in the water slide too, like mid slide. Like I'm not kidding. These people were putting on a full blown aquatic performance in the kids zone. Like who told them the splash pad was a spot for foreplay? Like I don't get it. Nah, and B looks at me and he's like, "Yo, what are they doing?" Santi whispers to me too. He's like, "Yo, bro, is this like a poolside amateur film shoot?" I said, "Bro, stop talking. I feel like they could sense us, man. They probably couldn't, but I mean, they're in the tube, water splashing, they're moaning. It looked like a deleted scene from a very, very cursed adult movie set at a Chuck E. Cheese. Like it was dead as wild, right? We were just frozen. We were stuck. I mean, we're trying not to laugh or scream, but it's a little bit difficult. We don't we didn't make enough noise where I believe they heard us. So I mean that's good, right? And then just when things couldn't get more dopamine inducing, a freaking golf cart pulls up out of nowhere. Some buff ass security dude, and he starts shining his flashlight like it's the Eye of Sauron. Like, hello? He gets on the megaphone like, "Hey, step away from the water slide." And I swear, I can hear the couple go, "Oh, and scramble like a bunch of raccoons. But that's not good for us because we're still there, right? So meanwhile, Vin's panicking, and he's like, "It wasn't us. They're the ones doing the nasty. Like this man snitched with no hesitation. I mean, I don't blame him, right?" Security did not care. He hops out like he's about to run a 40-yard dash. And now we're gone. We're sprinting, right? Field trip gone wrong. We are gone. You know, we're dipping through the park. There's wet floors. We're in flip flops. We're flying. Adrenaline is peaking right now. Like how I was talking about dopamine before. Now adrenaline is on. Vin tries to hop a railing and straight up eats concrete. Santi knocks over a trash can. B is gone. I went to go pick up Vin. We're out. Like we're straight running through this park. Crazy stuff is happening. So I'm trying not to slip on the wet tile, thinking about what my mugshot's about to look like, cause no way. Anyway, we duck behind these busted nacho stands, like it's Fortnite cover. Like I'm really about to crank a 90, right? On some serious stuff. Security's doing laps in the golf cart. Like he's searching for us. This guy got nothing better to do. I mean, I guess what he's getting paid for, but you know, it is what it is, right? And I'm sitting behind this popcorn machine. And this thing genuinely maybe has not worked since 2012. It smells so bad, and I feel like I'm about to vomit. But the thing is, if I vomit, it'll cause the chain, All of us are about to start puking, right? And that's gonna be pretty loud, right? So at this point, we're like, no, no, like, we just gotta tank it, right? You know. Eventually, though, we hear the golf cart kind of stroll away. We all nod, not even a single word, because we're just so scared. We run back to our little gap in the fence, right? We go through it. It is what it is, right? We hop in B's car. We're covered in chlorine, shame, honestly disgust too. Like that, I'm not kidding about this popcorn machine, man. It was not. It was not it. Anyway, Santi, he finally breaks it. He goes, "Yo, they were really going at it, huh?" I said, "You're banned from speaking for the rest of the night, cause brother, we just ran from cops, and you're worried about what's going on over there, what they were doing, brother. Let's lock in." Nah, but Vin goes, "Yo, why the water slide though?" And B points out something significant. He goes, "Yo, I think they saw us." And like I'm thinking about it now, and they probably did. They were probably more worried about us than the security guard, right? Because security, like, it's a man just doing his job, right? Got to protect the property. But us, we weren't as disgusting as them, right? Because they were doing some, you know, devil's tango. But you know, to from their perspective, we were probably scaring them bad, right? You know, that's the end of the story. I went home and slept like a baby, but that is what it is, right? Anyway, what's the moral of the story here? Well, breaking into water parks might sound fun, but nothing's worth seeing two strangers engage in some unsanitary lovemaking in the SpongeBob kiddie pool. Uh, no, I think if you're gonna do dumb stuff though, gotta be a little bit more careful. You gotta gotta bring the right crew, and when you do some tomfoolery, I think I brought a solid crew. They were goons, but I love these goons. Anyway, if you like this video, I really appreciate you hitting that like button. Maybe subscribe to the channel for more content. Drop a comment. You know, tell me what's like you ever been chased by security? You ever walked in on people doing some nasty business? Anyways, this has been me, Neffy. I'm out. You know, and just remember, it's not illegal if you don't get caught.